Good. How are you, Jim?
Good, thanks.
All right, everybody, please silence your cell phones and no camera recording or audio recording is allowed. We are now joined by Creighton head coach Jim Flannery and student athletes Lauren Jensen and Emma Ronsik. We will get started with an opening statement from Coach, and then we will open it up for questions for the student athletes, first in the room and then on Zoom if time allows. Coach, go ahead and get us started.
Sure. Congratulations to UNLV on a great season. And on the job that they've done over the last few years to build that program. To win 30 games is really, really hard. And they're a really good team. We had a week to prepare, or close to a week, and I felt like even though we weren't perfect, I thought our preparation was good, and then we made a lot of threes today. Young is a really tough matchup. Because she's a really good player, but they also surround her with really good players, and they shoot the three. You know, when you're looking at them, they shoot the three well from so many positions. You can't give up too many threes. So I thought, we had a lot of people contribute and a lot of different stars, but I thought just our experience and our preparation were great. We're thrilled to be moving through, and we're excited as heck for Monday.
We're going to open up in the room for questions for the student athletes first. In the middle in the yellow jacket. Please state your affiliate.
Creighton. Emma, you had a couple rough games coming into the tournament, and then at halftime it switched to season flip. What was going through your head at halftime, and then as you moved through that third quarter?
Yeah, I mean, I still am a really mental, emotional player because I care about the game, and I want things to go well because I've put in a lot of work. But at the same time, just getting away from caring about what you're personally doing and just focusing on what your team is doing really well. Because I thought that first half we were up 12. We made a lot of really good offensive possessions. Shots just weren't falling for me in the first half, but I don't know. I'm tired of getting in my head, so I was just like, we're not going to do that. I'm looking at it. I was 3 for 10. I think I was 0 for 6 in the first half from 3, but I just kept shooting, and I normally don't do that, so.
We're going to go second row on the far end. Just ask your question, sir.
Lauren and Emma, what was UNLV doing that was allowing you to take advantage of the perimeter? And in terms of dealing with Young, how critical was Jamie Moran's play, especially in the first quarter and the first half, in containing her a little bit?
I think our motion is hard to guard. That's one of the good things about us going to the postseason is that not many teams play like us. And so, we knew that if we just moved the ball and we played our game, that they would maybe struggle to guard it, and I think that was on display tonight. In terms of Jamie, she's just awesome. She'll come in and do anything that you need her to do. She'll rebound, she'll shoot the ball. She was doing that tonight. She'll defend, and that was all on display tonight.
We'll go. I'm sorry, my bad. Keep going.
Yeah, no, everything that Jamie and then the people who come off the bench, I think they just give us really high-quality minutes throughout the entirety of the game. And I think that's something that's really special because I don't think you get that in a lot of teams. Some teams you just see X amount of players just being the stars, and then the rest are kind of the filler kids. But I think our team is just so well-balanced that everyone makes a positive impact on the game throughout it. Not even just Jamie, but Jamie's definitely stepped up these last few games and made a bunch of threes and also impacted things on the defensive end.
We're going to go second row in the middle.
Lauren and Emma, how big was that run late in the first half as they got within 4? And then Ava to close out the half, including a couple key three-pointers there on Ava.
Yeah, it was huge. We work on end-of-quarter situations a lot in practice because that can honestly change the momentum of the game. You know, we had a little rough patch there. UNLV was scoring and defending, but I thought we withstood it pretty well. And then we just did what we did, and were able to get to the half with a pretty comfortable lead.
Yeah, I mean, I think those last 2 threes of that 9-0 run were Morgan. So I think when you don't find Morgan, when she's confident, she's ready to shoot the ball, I think that's what got us those open threes, just because she was super confident at the end of the first quarter or first half and just put them in for us.
We're going to go second row in the middle.
LJ, it felt like every shot you were taking in the first half was just completely uncontested. How did it feel when your teammates were getting you those wide open looks?
Yeah, it was nice. I mean, credit to my teammates. They find me well. You know, they know where I like to get the ball. And it was nice to be able to have some pretty open looks for a change.
Any more questions for the student athletes? Thank you, ladies. You're good to go.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Good job.
We'll now open it up to questions for Coach. We're going to start in the middle in the front row here.
Yeah.
Was it as easy to say, like you said, that your motion got them all those threes because of something else you were doing they weren't doing? What kind of came of it?
Yeah, I mean, I think what we like we said, we're just a little different team, and we watch you watch a lot of film, and we're not a patterned offense. I mean, we screen, we cut, so there's less predictability than there is with a lot of teams. I think that makes us hard to scout if you're newly, trying to prepare for Creighton for the first time. And I thought, the ball went in the basket today. I'm not saying that, that's part of it too, but we got open looks because we moved the ball, we screen well, we cut well, and we played our bench. So when you do that and you can stay fresh, you can play, you can move at a higher level than if you're tired. And I thought, Jamie obviously was huge off the bench from a production standpoint, but we had some other people who did a credible job in terms of just continuing to make them have to guard us in a way that probably they haven't had to guard. I mean, so we really kind of zeroed in on the teams that were a little bit like us. I think Wyoming was one of those that was like us, and just tried to show them all the opportunities that we're going to have. But, we had 23 assists on 31 baskets, so that means the ball was moving. And when the ball's moving, it doesn't always go in, but I think there's a better chance and we had it spread out. I mean, like you said, Emma was 0 for 5 the first half, and she saw that first one go in the third quarter, and then I thought we did a great job of continuing to find her. And that doesn't come from the bench, that comes from on the floor. So, we start 5 seniors. They have a really good feel for one another. And I thought, certainly there were some deficiencies defensively that UNLV exposed, but I think offensively, I thought we played really well.
We're going to go second row on the far end.
Coach, as far as Jamie's play against Young towards the end of the first quarter, how do you think that affected how UNLV played her the rest of the game? And you noticed a particular difference because of Jamie's defense against Young
Sure. Well, I think, Jamie's 5'10" and a half and doesn't jump. I mean, she's got my vertical, but she's super strong. She's disciplined defensively, and I thought it gave us more confidence to play her on Young. So going into the game, there's a little bit of a back and forth amongst our staff about whether or not Jamie's tall enough to make an impact on her in the post. But one of the things that we always talk about is her strength, her ability to work without the ball so she doesn't get quite as deep a post up, and that's important, if you're so I thought she did a really good job of showing us early that she could guard her, and then that gave us another option, for the last 3 quarters. So, yeah, I thought Jamie was huge, and she has, she's had some big games for us lately. just her experience, and she's knocking down open threes too.
Okay, we're going to go second row in the middle for the next question.
Coach, can you just talk about Kiani's impact, especially defensively? She put a lot of passes, got a big steal at the end of the half to close out that 8-0 run that finished the second quarter.
Yeah, I thought for those of you who don't know, she had missed 7 weeks, so she did not come back. Kiani's a sophomore who hadn't come back until our conference tournament, so she only had kind of a 2-game runway to get to today, and so I think to play on this stage and defensively make the impact that she did, and take care of the ball. I mean, we don't, if she scores, that's great, but if she just takes care of the ball and defends, and I thought she did a good job. We put her on Jackson, we put her on Kimpson, who are tough covers, and they put you in a lot of tough spots with Jackson and Young in 2-player games, and I thought Kiani was really did a good job for somebody who, like I said, had basically had 2 months away from the game and only a true sophomore.
We're going to go second row in the middle.
Jim, how easy is, I shouldn't say easy, but in the first half, they had trouble stopping Young, but it happened that you were shooting threes.
Yeah. Yeah, and look, I mean, I think if you, and it's just a different philosophy, but I think if you look and you say she was 15 of 19, you'd say, well, why didn't they double her more? But it's because we played from the lead. And I think when you play, that's why you saw me get upset when we gave up some kick-out threes, is because once we had a lead, we wanted them to have to make tough twos. We wanted to rotate fresh defenders on her. And, I felt like we were scoring the ball well enough that we didn't want to give up. We didn't want the lead to go from 13 to 10. We wanted it to go from 13 to 11 and from 15 to 13 instead of 15 to 12, because I think when you play for the lead, it's different. And so we worked on trapping her more, and we worked on playing her more single. But the way the game played out, when you play from the lead, you decide, because you look at their percentages in terms of how well a lot of those players shoot the three, you say, well, we're going to make them beat us with twos. So, I mean, I knew she had a good game, but 15 of 19, I didn't know she had that good a game until I looked at the stat sheet. But I'll do that all day. I'll do that all day when you play from the lead against a team that shoots it as well as they do.
We're going to go second row in the middle in the yellow jacket.
Flank, you just talk about Emma's preparation this week, her mentality in the locker room today, like having those rough games in the Big East tournament, and how she was able to transition into the second half she did today. Yeah,
really proud of her. I loved what she just said, about, I'm too hard on myself, and sometimes I can't move on after I miss shots, but I've gotten better. She's gotten way better at that, and that's what makes her a great player. I mean, to come out in the third quarter and do what she did, I think she was 7 of 10 in the third quarter after going 0 for 5. That takes a lot of mental strength. I mean, it takes experience. I mean, a freshman's probably not going to be able to do that, okay? But a senior who's been there and has had the success Emma's had has the opportunity to do that. So she also, I told her she had the benefit of, her sister Hannah plays at Colorado State, and they played UNLV 3 times, so she had their scouting report on top of our scouting report, so she had a little bit of an advantage. No, really proud of her. She played unbelievably well in that second half. I thought she did some good things in the first half. The ball just didn't go in.
Any more questions for Coach? Thank you for your time, Coach.
Thank you, guys.
At 87 points, by Creighton's most they've scored in an NCAA game. 15 threes is the most they've hit in an NCAA game.
That means I was a shooting coach this week, Rob.